now we're going to look at how to name these rocks, to identify these rocks. In order to do that, we have to look at both the texture and the composition. Now, we learned that there are three compositions that we see here in our collection, which are mafic, felsic, and intermediate. There's also a fourth composition called ultramafic, but we don't have a sample here for that composition. So we will now focus on the first three compositions: felsic, mafic, and intermediate. In terms of texture, we have a glossy texture. Then we have the texture with the porous appearance. Then we have the fine grain texture, the coarse grain texture, the very coarse grain texture, and then the texture with 2 grain sizes. All these textures have names that you will see in your lab manual. Now, when we look at number 50, 50 has a glossy texture. What about the composition? Now, because this is composed of volcanic glass, it doesn't have any crystals, so it doesn't have any minerals in it. So it is not mafic or intermediate or felsic as such, because it doesn't have those minerals. However, generally it's a felsic or intermediate magma that produces this rock. Then you have number 51, which is clearly mafic and has a texture with a lot of holes in it. 52 is felsic with all these holes in it. 53 has two grain sizes. So this is a particular texture that has 2 grain sizes. However, when you name the rock, you look at the grain size of the ground mass and the composition of the ground mass to arrive at the name of the rock. Then you have sample number 54, which is mafic and fine grained. Sample number 55 is felsic and medium to coarse grained. Sample number 56 is felsic and fine grained. Sample number 57 is intermediate and coarse grained. And sample number 58 is mafic and coarse grained. Sample number 59 is felsic and very coarse grained. So using the composition and the texture and looking at your chart on page 132 in your lab manual, you can classify and identify these igneous rocks.